Hi, fascinating, my mind is reeling, and I'm going back to where I was educated and learned history. So how is the world, besides the Western society, going through all this when some of the other countries detest what's going on? I'm just reeling.
In 2018, I prayed, because I'm overwhelmed with this. I found this out in the 1990s. I knew all of this. I took it to the church. I thought, let's wake up Judeo-Christian across the country. Certainly, they would want to preserve what we're losing, and I hit a lot of persecution. My husband lost his job in the church. And so I got so frustrated that by 2018, I said, okay, Lord, just get me to the remnant. I don't have time to deal with these other people right now. And to my surprise, I ended up doing a legislative briefing in Austin to our Republican House leaders. And so that was interesting. But the other place that God led me was to Uganda. And I went over to Uganda. I had the intention of speaking in a village to a bunch of pastors because I teach courses on the history of the sexual revolution in a little university here. And so I was going over there with the intention of that. When I stepped off the plane, I had a full speaking tour. And very last day, I ended up in front of Parliament. But I will say, in the village where the pastors were, we were expecting 60, 120 showed up. And one pastor got up and said, Professor Werner, I have to tell you that I have hated America and I've hated Americans because you're so hypocritical. You say, in God we trust. But here you are pushing homosexuality on us. You're pushing abortion on us. You're pushing sex education. But today I learned there's a woman, you, who's fighting this. And I know there's other Americans that are fighting this. He said, I'm going to look at America totally different. So that was amazing in itself. But when I got to Parliament, after I shared the history of sex ed, who was behind it, the Minister of Ethics and Integrity, Dr. Berturo, got up. He was the first to respond, and he said, Professor Werner, never have I heard such a talk. And I thought, is this going to be good or bad? And he said, in our hearts, we knew sex education was wrong, but we didn't know why. You just gave us the why. And then he shared with us, with everyone there, he said, you know, when Hillary Clinton was the Secretary of State, she had called me and she had said, America is ready to give millions of dollars to you to help with food and water. However, you're going to need to accept same-sex marriage and abortion. And Dr. Berturo said, and I love this, he said, you can keep your money because we'd rather be poor and honor God than to be wealthy and dishonor God. So God bless Africa because they are still standing for morality in this world.
Thank you.